And boom, just like that, it's Thursday night, and you know that means it's party time with the Video Bros. I'm one half of that team. I'm Bobby Munson, and the man beside me, the man with the angelic voice, he is Papa Smokes. Papa Smokes, how the hell you doing, sir?
Bobby Munson, I'm doing absolutely awesome, and I'd like to send a shout out to all the wrestling people out there. Hey, how's everybody's Thursday night going?
Big old cheers to every single one of our friends out there in the wrestling community across the world, no matter where you're from, what wake of life you are. The Video Bros love you. Cheers. And you know what? Speaking of showing love for people, Pop Smokes, I just want to say before we even kick off this edition of Ring Respect Radio, it is Mental Health Awareness Month. And a lot of people that we know very close to us, you know, they struggle with their mental health, myself included. And I had the opportunity to sit down and have a recorded episode of Love Your Health, which is going to be all about mental health and anxiety. I shared the screen with our own Melwell Collins and Astrid Pizarro. That is going to be coming out next Wednesday. So that is a very deep conversation. And before we get into that, Brian Carter, thanks for the shout out, Pop Smokes. Let's do it. Yes. Let's do it indeed. But before we really kick off the party, I just want to get this part out of the way. It is Mental Health Awareness Month. And you know what, everybody, if you are suffering with a mental health condition of any kind, you need someone to reach out to. You've got any one of us here at our local establishment, always happy to be that person, to listen, to talk to you. You can reach out to us through our socials or at olepodcast@gmail.com. But you know what? There's also many helplines out there for you as well, too. Watch this quick short video that will let you know some of those places you can reach out to if you or a loved one are struggling with mental health. Yes, just a quick reminder again, whether it's someone you know, someone you love that you want to reach out to and just be that person to listen in and talk to. Mental health is a very serious condition. It plagues a lot of people. We want to make sure that you're taking care of yourselves because you know what? We can't have a party without all our friends here at Papa Smokes, and that's what Thursday nights are all about. It's all about that party. And you know what? We had to pivot a little bit. We had a planned episode in place tonight due to a scheduling problem at the last minute, and it's not a problem. We can pivot because we're the Video Bros. We know how to pivot on a turn of a dime, and that's what we're going to do here tonight. But it happened to fall into our lap very well, Papa Smokes. A lot of news coming out of the world of Major League Wrestling. MLW is going Video Bro all over again. We're going to be talking all about it here on this episode. But yeah, Papa Smokes, what's on your mind right now in terms of going into this? We'll talk about MLW in a minute, but anything else you want to give a shout out to, give a talk to at the beginning of this show?
Well, I was just thinking, Munson, you know, we did a bunch of episodes all winter long, as we always do, and the temperature was cold. There's not a lot of daylights and all that. That can be tough on some people's mental health, but I'm feeling good right now. Summer is pretty much upon us right now. It's been gone from snow and blizzards to boiling hot in the matter of a week here. So, I mean, there's reason for optimism here, and I'm feeling good. I've been out catching a couple rays, getting some fresh air and just kind of shaking off the dust of the winter. So I'm always ready to do some podcasting. And, man, let's talk a little wrestling.
Yeah, you bet. We're going to. And, yeah, like you said, the weather's been beautiful. I'm thinking maybe even tomorrow night getting out in the old backyard, you know, getting it all prettied up for the winter time. You got to do that kind of stuff, you know, having some drinks with the lady. You know, that's what we like to do on a Friday night. It's date night Friday night. That's what we do up in Castle Munson, Mansion Munson, whatever you want to call it. Midget House Munson. It's a modest Munson house. There we go. The modest Munson house. That's what we'll go with. Sorry. It's not a pivot. It's coming back home. MLW. Yeah, there we go. Right. That's what I want to hear. It is so that We are coming back home, and that is the big news, and we might as well kick that off, Papa Smokes. The big news that kicked off this week in terms of MLW is apparently somebody's listening, or I'm putting stuff out into the universe here, because I've been saying it night after night on this show. Just put the damn cards on Fight TV. Give us Fight TV. I can access Fight TV. No problem. It's actually a hell of a deal for Fight TV, believe it or not, for Fight TV Plus. It's worth the investment, especially when we can get live MLW pay-per-views, and it's happening starting this summer, this July. You know what? Screw SummerSlam. Who cares? That's not the hottest party of the summer this year. The hottest party of the summer is MLW, baby, in a live capacity on our screens. And yes, the Video Bros are going to be giving you a double show that week, because we're going to be coming to you live that night so we can be talking about it while we're watching it. Yes, we're going to be giving you a big old review as it happens that very night in some capacity, Papa Smokes. I mean, it might start later than the actual event depending on times, but that's okay. Fight TV, I can always hit the replay for us, and we'll start when we're ready to start. We'll let everybody know. We'll kick that party off on a Saturday night watching Never Say Never. How are you feeling about this?
That sounded great to me, Bob, because we've been reviewing MLW for some years now, and been having a great time. You know, I think you and I have both enjoyed that. But of course, with some of those episodes, some of those episodes of Fusion were a little tough to get through. They're a lot of chewing for not too much meat kind of thing. I like the way this is now. They're going to put those pay-per-view or live events on Fight TV. We can watch them Saturday nights, crack a couple of brewskis, puff a couple of little bit of action going on, and watch the show, talk about it, chat about it with the fans, and have a good old time. And it's the prime cards that they're going to offer too. This works for me, man.
Oh yeah, is it ever? And speaking of prime cards, we're going to talk about the announced match in full damn length here tonight, because it's been building for a while. But this is just very exciting because, again, the access is there. We're going to find a way. We talked about it. Make sure that you're going to be able to have a way to stream it, whether we get that set up through your TV at home there, Papa Smokes, so that you can stream it that way. We'll figure something out that you can kind of do the simul stream where we're watching, but we're also going to be casting at the same time so that people can talk to us live as we're seeing it. Maybe they've seen it already. Hopefully they let us not have any spoilers if that's the case. Let's have this. Are the live events going to ruin the future Fusion episodes, because don't they steal multiple weeks of shows from one live event? I don't really know. They haven't really said a whole lot on what the future holds for Fusion. I know they announced that it's returning. I believe that they've got all those, early card matches that really didn't make the Underground show probably still in the bag for doing some runs of Fusion at the moment. Other than that, maybe they are just Fusion will end up being what people get afterwards that aren't paying for Fight TV, that aren't getting the live capacity. But you know what? I'm okay with that. If it's something that people get down the line and they want to go that way, cool. I am very, very happy to get Fight TV Plus and do these things live as they happen so that we can see them. No spoilers, none of the guys spoiling it by flashing their titles around 7 months before it happens on television. So this, for me, is exciting in the world of wrestling.
And that's a totally fair question from Brian there. We don't know yet. Like, it sounded like once they were on Reels that they were going to kind of have it caught up with what was on TV, with what was happening live. But I don't know that for sure. And we'll just have to see, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean, again, they did announce the return of Fusion. So again, curious to see what has been taped, have we missed out on. We know there is some catching up to do. I'm pretty sure that, following along with Reels, they have skipped ahead at parts, but are going back with some of the matches. It's definitely filmed out of sequence anyway, the way that they've been showing it on Reels for Underground, as opposed to, just showing it as per the way it happened throughout the entire tapings of the show. I'm curious to see the way it goes. Very curious to see the way it goes, though, moving forward. I think it's going to be a very interesting turn for the company. Maybe it means that they're going to do monthly events at this point. That's a good question. Bubba Duke, my man. Good evening, gentlemen. He says, Bubba Duke, man, awesome. Great shout outs that you did, both for myself and Papa Smokes and our show all throughout your stream. Brian, anybody watching, Bubba Duke, that man right there, he's rocking and rolling with his boy OMD on Thursday nights before us right here on our local establishment, giving you game streaming. So anyone who wants to get in watching some video game, these guys are rocking Redfall tonight. I haven't had a chance to rock some Redfall yet myself. It's downloaded, it's geared up, it's ready to go. Gotta find some time. Want to give it a good try. I was watching the boys playing it here, Papa Smokes, a little bit ago. I like what I see. It looks like kind of a little bit old school. I know I heard some complaints about it didn't look like it was very polished compared to today's games. So be it. If I can have some fun, I don't really care how polished it is because I do like me some old school games as well too. And yeah, Bubba Duke, man, just cheers, brother. Glad to share Thursday nights with you.
Thank you, man.
Good bros. Brian Carter, this is exciting. Now we need to know how to get PPW live. I know you're pushing for it, Brian, man. I almost feel like at some point in time, maybe once my hands free up a little bit, if I had some ability to at least cast a private stream for our good friend Brian there. I mean, I don't know if PPW would become live for anybody, but maybe I could swing something for Brian. I don't know how good the internet is in the building yet either, too. I got to test that out again. And Astrid, hello, fellas. Hey, fellas. How's it going, Astrid? Glad you were able to join us here on a Thursday night. We are rocking and rolling. We are talking about all the great news coming out of MLW with them deciding to go to that live capacity. This is going to be sweet. I can't wait for this. You know, the great part is Get Fight TV. You know, it's not just access to, you know, MLW's content. There is a lot of other content that we're going to have access to in this process, Papa Smoke. So a lot of great stuff that we're going to be able to utilize to talk about moving forward on Ring Respect Radio in the future. So I'm very excited for this opportunity to get back into it. And again, it's MLW, bro. Like, how could you go wrong? I mean, we've just been missing it. And I mean, I miss the viewership from it too, because damn it, it's a very successful show for us doing Fusion. And I love Ring Respect Radio. Don't get me wrong. But if we can integrate that double feature back into Thursday nights, or hey, in this way, go live on a Saturday night, which is what I really love about this whole idea. We get twice on your screen throughout the week. That's double video bros on those particular weeks of MLW. So get excited about that. Watch in a bit while I take notes on Impact. That's right. Astrid has got Watching an Impact over on her channels there. So if you were watching and you want to find a little bit more, actually a whole lot more from our resident Impact expert, head on over to Astrid's YouTube channel, Twitch channel, follow her, give her a subscribe, and watch Making an Impact with herself and Cody Defoe later on tonight, following the ending of Impact. I was trying to find something clever there, but you know what? One too many of these, I think, so far here tonight, Papa Smokes. The old brain is in full function mode here at the moment.
Well, and Astrid's being a good podcast host right now. She's doing her prep, right? Everything goes better when you've done your prep and you have your notes. Very good. Very good.
That's right. Yeah, that's how you become one of the best, and that's exactly why everyone should go check out Astrid there later on. Hello, nice try. Total sincerity. Come on. Anyways, back to MLW. I don't know what part I was at, but I'm just excited. That's the point, Papa Smokes. I'm getting all crazy up in here because I'm just so pumped about this opportunity to get back into MLW again, and even more particularly because the big match that was announced for Never Say Never, and I know that there's going to be a plethora of them. They're going to hit heavy with this edition of Never Say Never. You can guarantee it. We were questioning when this match would happen. There's no better time. If you're going to kick off something like this, you kick it off with a big money matchup, and that is going to be for the MLW World Heavyweight Championship. Champion Alexander Hammerstone, who I believe might be the longest champion now in history, or coming up on it, maybe just nipping at the toes of Jacob Fatu for the longest run yet. Going to be defending that thing against our boy there, the leader of the Beaumaye Fight Club, Beaumaye. It's Mr. Alex Game, the Suplex Assassin, and damn it, Papa Smokes, this match alone should make people want to subscribe to Fight TV Plus and check out MLW Never Say Never.
Well, and it's exciting too because I love the way Court Bauer runs things as a promoter. He plants the seeds a year before he's going to expect to have the plant finished, and he lets it germinate all that time. It's not hot shot booking. He does it so far in advance, and then he lets that big money fight just ferment and germinate and procreate amongst itself and get everybody so excited for the match. That's what he did with Hammerstone Fatu and a number of big matches in the past. Now this is primed to be their next big heavyweight title fight. Alex Kane, who has been in MLW for roughly a year and a half, something like that. Yeah. He came in with quite a lot of fanfare. He's one of those guys where his presentation suggests collegiate style wrestler, Greco-Roman wrestler, suplex master, and all the rest of it. So kind of like some of the famous wrestlers of the past that came in like that, like the Bob Backlunds and the Iron Sheiks and the Danny Hodge and Kurt Angle and those kinds of guys come in with a bit of a bang because they've already got a fancy wrestling pedigree and athletic excellence in their past before that. So,
not sure if that's myself or if that's Papa Smokes that has gone frozen. Hopefully the rest of you will be able to figure that out.
Come on, I was on a roll there.
You were, Papa Smokes. I wasn't sure if it was on your end or on my end there, but
I don't know either, but
it's okay. You have the floor once again. I'm sure everybody's patiently waiting for the return of Papa
Smokes. For sure. Just like I was saying, Kane was presented as a Greco-Roman wrestler, already a strong suplexer, a strong grappler and all that. So, you know, that a character like that is already kind of over in the professional wrestling world because he's got legit physical and wrestling experience behind him. So he got kind of a pretty nice push when he first entered the company, and he's had one ever since. And then the entire open weight championship and all that has just been like a stairway to heaven for Alex Kane. He's just been going up and up and up in the company. Now this is a huge shot for him, and I'm not sure what I think about. I love it that he's getting a shot. I'm not sure what I think about his chances of winning are. At one side of my brain tells me that Hammerstone might be taking a rest or getting some surgery. He looks great, but he looks like he's held together with paper and safety pins or something at this point. So I could see him needing some time off for a while. He's been on a tough schedule. But on the other hand, does Alex Kane just waltz in and win it off of a legendary champion like Hammerstone on the first try? I don't know, man. I think maybe he should have to chase it a little bit. So who knows? But there will be a lot of speculation about this match in the coming weeks and months.
Yes, but I mean, again, we're going based off what we had seen at the conclusion of Fusion. You know, if you go and have a look, Papa Smokes, let's see if one day we can sit down. I'll show you some of the underground stuff I actually was able to come across. Alex Kane has been very heavily promoted and pushed and put in a spot where he has become a top dog big time. The way that he was put over with Davey Boy Smith Jr., the way that he looked in those particular matchups, and the fact that Davey Boy Smith Jr., himself a former MLW World Heavyweight Champion, and he tapped his ass out in that battle riot. And as Brian's saying, Kane owned the battle riot. It was great. I think that's the other key here to this, is that they almost like seemingly gave him the filthy Tom Lawler treatment when Tom Lawler seamlessly tapped a bunch of people out and destroyed them in that first battle riot matchup. So again, they had given Kane all this momentum, and the way they're building him now makes it seem like it's his time. And with the Beaumont Fight Club backing him up, the presentation of it all, you know, all of this, all it takes is Hammerstone taking his eye off the prize for 1 minute, and Kane's going to lock him up, and who knows if Hammer's going to survive it. Kane is looking good going into this thing. But again, I'm not taking away from Alexander Hammerstone. This guy has dominated that world championship scene. ever since picking up that belt. And again, this is also the guy that was not beat for the National Openweight Championship either. He gave that title up after becoming the World Heavyweight Champion of the MLW. So he is literally been almost unbeatable, other than a pinfall loss in a mixed tag match to Richard Holliday, I believe, a little while back. And again, hey, while we're at it, kudos to Richard Holliday for not only kicking the hell out of Hodgkin's lymphoma, beating that cancer, getting into remission. Good on you, dude. Knew you could do it. You are awesome. Unfortunately, no longer with MLW, but apparently his schedule is booking up like an MF-er. Like, he is getting booked by just about everybody and anybody. And I believe we are going to see a lot more Richard Holliday than we have seen in a long ass time. And I'm ready to find those matches.
And I was so relieved to see his tweets, to see him back. He was pretty silent during his chemotherapy battle and all the rest of that. I was worried about him. I was thinking about him, and I love Richard Holliday. I think he's a tremendous talent in all areas of professional wrestling, on the mic and in the ring, and just been wishing him the best through all this. It sounds like he's coming out the other side optimistic, healthy, and just looking for some wrestling action. So just thrilled for Richard Holliday. Brother, we're all behind you all the way.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely fantastic to see Richard Holliday in any capacity. Really would find it to be cool if he made his way over to PCW Ultra as well, too. He can go over there, start working for Joseph Samael, getting some matches there. I mean, they have a great roster over there. They have a lot of fantastic people that Holliday could work with, some familiar people that Holliday could work with. Tons of matches. Richard Holliday is a real life hero and incredibly inspiring. I believe that was intended for. Yeah, I mean, every step of the way. And if anybody ever trolled or talked shit about Richard Holliday during this time, you are the scum of the earth, and quite frankly, go away. Because this man right there, you can't say it better than what Brian Carter has said it right there. 100% agree with you, man. Richard Holliday is a real life hero, and that it's just awesome to see him getting his opportunity to get back in the squared circle.
And just to think of him working for some other promotions too, like, he's got a pretty versatile look and presentation. He's 6'4", 225, 30 pounds. He's got a wonderful physique. He's got that smarmy douchebag kind of expression on his face all the time. He could play the heel. He could play the baby face. I much more easily imagine him as the heel, of course. But
I think that might be difficult right now to go about the heel on.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just used to him breathing the rarefied air and all that stuff. But
yes,
what a talent, man. He can do anything he wants in this business, I think, and I'm just glad to see him back on the chase.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. We know he's going to conquer the world, and big things will be coming the way of Richard Holliday. I wouldn't be surprised if TK starts drooling at the mouth, salivating for an opportunity to bring him over. Ooh, look, I can pair him up with MJF. You know, like, you just know he's just seeing those opportunities coming his way sometime soon. Who knows? Maybe he'll have the dynasty rocking in AEW here before long.
Should.
I mean, it would be a smart move. I mean, there's no copyright infringement, because I'm pretty sure Court Power has no copyright on the Dynasty name or anything of that sort. I'm sure that MJF would probably have no issue working with a couple of former friends, especially with the way these two look nowadays. Can you imagine a reuniting of these three guys looking like they're about 3 to 4 times the size they were when they were the Dynasty in MLW? Damn it, they would be something.
Yeah, I think AEW fans would probably lose their mind if they saw Hammerstone without his shirt. I don't think there's anybody around there looking like that.
Not that I can think of. I mean, there's some couple of pretty jacked guys on that roster, but I mean, man, Hammerstone. I mean, he's like 3 jacked guys in one. Like, it's almost like he's. I mean, he's full on bodybuilder. Let's go that way. But it's almost to a point that it's like a clay molding of sorts kind of thing. You almost don't think that the human body or form can take the kind of shape that Hammer has built himself into. I mean, it's remarkable.
No, he's more ripped than a Saskatoon bus seat.
Oh, good old joke for anybody from Saskatoon. Anybody else might be scratching their head going, huh? But you know what? It makes sense. Hey,
It's
it's
pretty ripped.
Saskatoon.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty
I'm
ripped.
sure it is. That's why everybody rides the cabs instead. I don't even know if we have Uber here in Saskatoon yet, Pop Smokes. I'm not sure.
Don't
Maybe they'll
know.
move in here eventually.
Yeah, don't know. Seems creepy to me to just phone up some person you don't know and have them come over in their car. Like, I don't want that, man.
Yeah, it's a different experience. I've never really actually taken one myself too, but I mean, I drive, I use my car, so I don't really ever have to use one, and
No, let's
I'm
use
usually
a
okay.
car that's intended for this service, not somebody's personal car. I'm not getting your stupid personal car. Give me a
Yeah.
goddamn cab.
Yeah, there we go. That's what we'll do. We should create our own little service after PPW shows. So we drive all the beer drinkers home. We'll
Yeah,
put a trailer in behind or something. We'll just like strap all the drunk PPW fans in. We'll just take them around Saskatoon, dropping them off at their
yeah.
houses. Collect $20 from each one of them. We'll clean up nicely by the end of the
We'll
night.
we'll pour a big tub of hot dogs in the top, before we
There we
leave.
go. Yeah, that's right.
Keep them nice and quiet.
Oh, they do. Yeah. I mean, hard to talk when your mouth's full, but that's the way it goes. You know what? That's something that's been missing the last couple of PPW shows. There's the wiener eaters haven't been out in full force. At least I mean,
Not
again, I'm
full
always
force,
busy,
but
but
they still have been. They still have been.
okay. I mean, I've been missing out because I'm always taking care of the camera stuff at intermission there, and I've managed to avoid Big Doyle coming up to me and getting me to come out and do a picture. But
Yeah,
I've got to, I got to take care of dying batteries and shit like that, or otherwise we're not going to make it to the end of this thing. Especially the last show because it
that
was
was.
absolutely insane. It was a long ass show. There was what 8 matches that night.
I was getting tense watching the battery bars on my camera. It's just like, God damn, I don't know if we're making it through this match or not.
It's a good thing we've got multiple cameras just in case. They might not be great cameras, but they work, and that's all that really matters when it comes down to it. As long as we got that footage.
And
Speaking of which, you know what? I'm just gonna say right now, the big matchup coming out for you guys on Prairie Pro Wrestling's YouTube channel this Saturday is a Prairie Pro Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship match. It's going to be the champion Sheik Akbar Shabazz defending against Cutthroat Colton Kelly. Yeah, that's coming out for you guys this Saturday on Prairie Pro Wrestling's channel, which means, Papa Smokes, next week you and I are going to have to get together and start recording some more audio for the other matches that are coming up in our arsenal. We are finally getting close and closer. I did a little bit of the math, Papa Smokes. I think we're going to make it through all of 2023 every single Saturday with a brand new matchup based on what I've seen so far. We might even make it into 2024. So we haven't caught up yet. We're doing okay. We're going to be able to stretch this thing out. And you know what? If we have to, maybe you and I will just get some interviews in there. We'll do some different little things that we can do to add to the PPW arsenal or something like that. Bring back the bro show on and release it on a Saturday for people. Whatever we got to do to keep that activity going, keep the people happy, because we love the PPW Nation and we want you guys to have fun every single Saturday.
And PPW Nation, tell us your suggestions. What would you like to hear? Who would you like to hear interviewed? Do you want to hear Bucky McGraw? Do you want to hear Phil Deadly? Do you want to hear any of the PPW stars? Let us know, and we will work on that.
I bet you any money people are going to be like they want us to interview the Rhinestone Cowboy. I guarantee that's going to be the big push from the PPW Nation because that guy is over as hell right now, Papa Smokes.
Well, if they tell us and they put their votes in, then just maybe you'll get lucky.
We'll see what we can do for you guys. We always like to have fun here on Ring Respect Radio. Again, we were planning to have a special guest on here tonight. We had kind of mentioned it previously. That didn't happen just due to scheduling. We are going to try to reschedule that, Papa Smokes. But we should talk a little bit about what we do have coming up on Ring Respect Radio, and then maybe we'll do a little PPW watch along of the latest PPW match here as we close out Ring Respect here tonight. But what we got coming up for you guys is we are planning, first of all, coming up, I don't know if it'll be next week. If you want to aim for that, Papa Smokes, unless we end up rescheduling the interview for next week, we're going to be doing a talk about wrestling on the Prairie Provinces. That was kind of the aim there. We're going to be talking about anything from here in Western Canada, more with a focus on Saskatchewan, I believe was the main focus anyway. So That's going to be coming up soon, Papa Smokes. And again, I want you to tell people a little bit more about the monthly plan that we got coming up here with a tour through the territories. Just give people a little bit of an idea of what we got coming up.
For sure. Well, we had wanted to do some more retro content, some more classic wrestling from the past. So we kind of started brainstorming and dreaming up a little series we like to call Trip Through the Territories. And we're going to look at, I don't know how many yet, 10, 12, maybe 15 of the major territories from the territory era, anywhere from the 10s and 20s up to the late 80s kind of thing. We're going to talk in depth about promoters, stars, belts, feuds, stories, scandals, anything that happened to do with major territories. Of course, we will be looking at Vince McMahon Sr.'s WWF all the way down to Fritz von Erich in Dallas. We will be talking about Roy Shire in San Francisco, Don Owen in Portland, and Bob Geigel in Kansas City. We'll get around to everybody, and we might even throw in some international stuff too, because the UK has had a great scene going for a long time. Australia, Japan, and whatever else strikes us in the meantime. But main focus probably will be on the American territories. That's after we get our Canadian content. We will be talking about Vance Nevada's book about Canadian wrestling before that.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to both those opportunities here on Ring Respect Radio. And of course, we'll see what kind of a capacity that MLW comes back in here with Fusion, whether we start incorporating a little bit of that into our show. We'll probably do some more reviews of other indie things. I know that our good friend Ed Fries, OLED, has been looking for an opportunity to join the two of us on screen to review another independent company. So I've told Ed, pick the company, pick the show, or pick a couple matches, send it our way, and we'd be happy to have him here on screen with us. I think we'd be a great time. Ed's been fantastic. Yeah. Just absolutely awesome. Tuesday nights, him and Astrid on Taking Over. I don't know if you saw the first edition of Wrestle Draft with Ed and Parrish, or the short video that we made of it.
I saw the short.
Oh, man, was that funny. I busted a gut. Ed was hilarious during that moment there. Absolutely perfect. Just kill a little bit of an F-bomb there for Eric Bischoff and his selection during the draft.
It's fair. Yeah, totally fair, I think.
Yeah, it really was. And then, of course, Parrish had to add salt in the wound there by going and picking Carmelo Hayes, another one of Ed's favorites. So tune into Wrestle Draft. They got more coming out for you guys this Saturday on Twitch, and it will be replayed here on the YouTube channel at our local establishment on Wednesdays for you guys in the afternoon. We are going to start to have daily videos on the YouTube channel here at our local establishment. We are going to be having stuff between shorts, clips, actual releases coming at you every single day of the week. We are going to have that schedule going. We got a lot of content coming up and a lot of new faces that are going to be joining us on screen moving forward. Things are moving up. Shows are getting recommended. That's the cool part. Again, if anybody has been a recent subscriber and found this channel because it was recommended to them, awesome, awesome, awesome. We thank every single person who supports us here, who subscribes to the channels, whether it be our local establishment, Video Bros, all the love and support to you guys. I'm looking forward to this. But Pop Smokes, MLW, doing cool shit. We're doing cool shit. PPW is doing cool shit. And I know we talked about them heavily last week, but I know people here like watching PPW. I know we like watching PPW. So what do you say we watch the latest PPW match here as part of Ring Respect Radio here tonight?
Yes, please, Munson. I don't need any more invitation than that.
Don't need to twist the rubber arm there of Papa Smokes. He's on board. So I am going to find that matchup here for us and get this all geared up. Papa Smokes, in the meantime and in between time, before we get going with this latest match from Prairie Pro Wrestling, any new things for Sharon and want to tell people you got on your mind from this week?
You mean in the world of wrestling or in the general world?
Just shooting the shit. Whatever you got, man, in general.
Well, I don't know, Munson. I haven't watched all that much wrestling this week, but it's been a good week. My shoot job is very busy, and it's starting to get rather hot in my workspace, so that's always exhausting. But you know me, Munson, you know me, and you know a couple of my homeboys from down at work, and we always have a good
peeps.
time. Yeah, man, and we always have a good time. I love it, and we do. There's a couple of wrestling fans that are my buddies that work there, and we always do a certain amount of brainstorming, um, not only for podcast and other ideas, but we've been booking an imaginary wrestling federation revolved around us and our coworkers. We have personas or characters for everybody, you know, kind of just building on something about their real personality sort of thing and turning them into a wrestler. And then we did the entire men's roster, and then we kind of just thought, well, we better get going on the ladies roster too. So we've got them going, and we've got a champion and a couple of belts, and it's some pretty ridiculous shit, but we amuse ourselves quite a lot, and it's sad to think that some bookers probably would use ideas that we come up with in that, but it's not very PC, but it's rather funny and all that stuff. So we have a good time doing that.
Okay, not very PC, but I'm guessing probably too inappropriate to turn into something for content, I'm assuming.
Oh God, yeah, no, you don't want that, Munson. But it's
okay, because I was brainstorming all of a sudden. Like I got this thought in my head of like if you guys had this like planned out thing minus the non-PC stuff, right? Take away that portion.
There wouldn't be much left.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
no.
So we're left with
you couldn't exhibit this stuff, or you'd have a pretty small crowd that would be into it.
That's fair. But okay, so imagine this. Imagine the PG version of what you guys are trying to put together right now, if you can, or at least PG-13. All right. Anyway,
get a match or two out of it, maybe with clean material. Yeah.
Okay. So you tidy it up a little bit. You know, take away a lot of the other stuff. Try to add a little bit that's not too bad, and then make some over the top animations to it that you can then create like a stop motion animated, you know, short series. Like these could be like 3 to 5 minute videos that you throw up on the social media, because again, people don't always watch full videos these days. They want that 3 to 5 minute content. If you started putting stuff like that together, I could imagine bang, 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 bang. Those views are coming in like a total MFer. And you know what? It's just not a video bro party without the third video bro. It's our boy Basser.
Yeah.
Hey, my boys, he says, buddy, how's it going? Haven't seen you for a little while. Glad to see you. We got the bling, my man. We're rocking and rolling here tonight. It is a party now, especially, but yeah, it's fantastic. Busy week. Yeah, it is. You know what? I got a busy ass week when it comes to streams, Papa Smokes. I did the pre-recording there yesterday of the mental health special with Astrid and Melball. That's going to be coming out next Wednesday on Twitch and on YouTube for you guys. I've got this show here tonight with yourself. Tomorrow night, I think I'm going to do this live. It's not going to be till much later in the evening. I know I posted it for approximately 10 p.m. Eastern. Might be later than that. Might be closer to midnight Eastern. I am actually going to be doing a kind of a live listen and a review of a whole 3-album series that just the newest album came out in it. This is Billy Corgan's Smashing Pumpkins' latest releases. It's called Atom, a rock opera in 3 parts. So this is 3 different albums, I believe, about 11 songs per each. I will be sitting there listening through and giving you guys my honest opinions of it as I go along with that one. So it's going to be an all new, different version of the Bravado where you can interact with me as well too. Saturday on the channel here, we got the WWE Backlash reviews, previews, everything like that. We got Wrestle Draft coming out. And then Sunday, of course, I got busting out with Chris Parrish. And we got some cool interviews coming up. We got a guy by the name of Bougie who's been doing some work with the Beaumont Fight Club. He's going to be joining myself and Chris Parrish for busting out on the 14th. And a week later after that, I know Papa Smokes. I know we wanted him back here, and I'll do my damnedest to talk him into coming back onto Ring Respect Radio right after he wins the MLW World Heavyweight Championship. But the number one contender is going to be joining myself and Chris Parrish on Sunday, May the 21st. It's the Beaumont Master himself, Alex Kane, the Suplex Assassin. He's going to be joining the Brunch Busters. Oh man, Anyway, too much whiskey. Yeah, but he's going to be joining us. Very excited to be able to spend some time with Alex Kane once again. And then again, I will be talking to him, Papa Smokes, and trying to plead with him for one more round with the Video Bros here on a Thursday night, especially if he's got that shiny new belt that he can show off as well too. That would be very, very cool if he's able to have that. If we had the MLW championship on here, having the champion is one thing, but if that belt's with him, oh yeah, that would be sweet.
Man, you're not counting your eggs before they hatch, though, are you, Munson?
Oh,
we already had
I'm
Easter. You can't be doing that.
No, of course not. I mean, it'll be just cool to be able to spend some more time with Alex Kane. He's a fantastic talent.
For
awesome,
sure.
Big energy person, comes in like a ball of fire. That's why he fit in so well with us on a Thursday night. He even mentioned about how he thought it was fantastic. We had the kick-ass intros and all the production, and we come in with the high energy. And that's one thing I like to do on Thursday nights. I like to give people a completely different experience. That's us. We're the guys that are throwing back a couple of whiskeys, a couple of brewskis, having a good old time talking wrestling like we do when we get in a live capacity. That's what we do. We sit around, we have a couple drinks, shoot the shit, and we have fun. And that's what we love doing with all you guys on Thursday nights. And that's what we're going to do right now because we like watching wrestling. You like watching wrestling. And I get to show you some wrestling here on this channel because I've got access to Prairie Pro Wrestling. And I'm just going to gear it up for you guys right now.
Please, Munson, can we have some more?
You sure can. Man, I'm actually from an English background, and I'm sure that was the worst English impersonation ever in history.
You just haven't seen Oliver Twist in a while, maybe.
Definitely. It's been a long time since I read it too, because yes, indeed, I might party, but I do read. PP you bet, buddy. It's going to be a good time. And you know what, Papas, folks, I do know that we're going to be back in a live capacity in June. It is going to be Saturday, June the 17th. That is going to be the next Prairie Pro Wrestling show on the DL. For now, no big announcements just yet, but that is the date that we are going to be coming to a live capacity. No announcements about any particular matchups, who's going to be on the card just yet. But hey, you know it's going to be a rocket tie because it's Prairie Pro Wrestling. PPW, as Basser says. PPW Nation, are you ready to watch Barack Karani versus Uncle Phil Deadly? Hell yeah, you are. Here it comes.
Yeah. Stomping through the halls, we don't tiptoe. Kill streaks like we dominate.
That's my man, NJ, doing the raps here. My friend, NJ.
Dude is awesome. Love NJ. Great human. Such a bro. Yeah, check out NJ on YouTube. You can get the full video he put together with Prairie Pro Wrestling. Some of our roster there is awesome. You guys got to see it here on the 420 edition of this particular show. It was awesome having him on the show. We're having NJ on board. I know he's excited about coming back on. He's a wrestling fan at heart, so he wants to talk wrestling. And man, we sat with him how long after that stream went off the air, just shooting the shit about wrestling. And even at the PPW show, man, like it felt like we had known NJ for years already. This dude is awesome. Can't wait to hang out with him again.
Yeah, I felt the same way. It was good to meet him in person and see that he fits right in with the PPW crowd. A big fan and a cool guy. Oh, here we go.
Big guys. Rockarani. I like this comment that's about to come in. It's going to take a second before it comes into the StreamYard here. Brian Carter, good call, my man. Why is it always Halloween in Saskatoon? Because that's how far behind I am on the releases, man. I'm sorry. Just wait. It's going to be Christmas for like 6 weeks coming up. I apologize. Then it's going to be Valentine's Day for 6 weeks after that. So. Although we didn't dress anything up for Valentine's Day, so we'll have a regular standard look back again to the PPW. I wouldn't say standard, though, because it was around then that we started to adjust things. The actual set started to change. It got a little bit more advanced. And then, of course, once we hit the tapings we did just a couple weeks ago, the Munson Tron makes its debut coming up very soon. Can't wait for that.
Damn, that looks tight. The Munson Tron. I love it.
But that's okay. I mean, there is a lot of interesting characters here in Saskatoon, though, Brian. So, I mean, sometimes it does look like it's always Halloween in Saskatoon. Come for a visit sometime. We'll show you.
Take a walk downtown on a Friday night and you'll see some Halloween characters.
Barat does make me look small, man. Barat is one big ass dude, and that's the funny part is that Papa Smokes and I are not small by stature. We are both like it's about 6'3". That's about the same height for you, Papa Smokes. That's what I am.
Something like that.
Yeah, so we're in about the same and everything like that. And of course, not every wrestler is. So like for camera guys, we look quite interesting out there, looking like a couple of big bulldozers. But at the same time, these are trained professionals. These are athletes in that ring. Papa Smokes and I, we're athletic in the way we lift a beer from here to there, kind of thing. We try. Don't get me wrong. We try, but we do not put in the work of a Barack Garani or an Uncle Phil Deadly. I can guarantee you that. We also don't put in the work of this guy right there who had a phenomenal career in a professional wrestling ring, Chris Parrish, my brunch buster brother. How are you doing, buddy?
You got that right. Well, it's kind of funny, speaking about Bharat Gorani's height, is a couple of times when I would film the entrances like that, I would still be holding the camera a little bit lower because it just looks better than looking down upon the wrestlers, some of which are shorter than me, and then I was still holding it lower for Gorani, and he's saying, you don't need to hold it down there. Why don't you get that camera up? And he always gives me a hard time about that every time he comes a total heel.
Well, and I mean, awesome. That's exactly what he needs to be doing. And again, that's what we were taught to do. Again, try to get that undershot to make them, for the presentation of them, look more intimidating, than bigger. Parrish, you need a beer? Grab a beer, brother, and get drinking, because that's what you got to do on a Thursday night if you do like drinking beer, of course. I myself, I've been hitting the JD tonight. I am a JD guy. That's probably why I'm sounding like a total idiot and sweating like Munson sweats. I can't come up with anything. Like anyone who's ever been near me, especially at a PPW show, knows that there's probably about 4 liters of wetness around the areas that I'm filming in, because I sweat something bad.
Well, I'm a healthy perspirer when I'm working out 2 months, but you take the cake. It's a bit of nervous energy. You've also got your suit on and stuff underneath the lights. It's understandable.
Yeah, but you know what, Pop Smokes? Back when I was playing in metal bands, I'll tell you what, I could be in shorts and a t-shirt, and I would have sweat buckets anyway. Yeah. I remember one time one of the guys that ran the audio at the shows coming up to me, great show, man, he claps my back, and it was just like a splash of sweat that came off my body, and he's like, dude, nasty. I'm like, yeah, man, probably not worth touching me after a show. What's Papa Smokes' drink of choice?
Well, I'm drinking beer. I'm almost always a beer guy. I'm drinking Great West Lager, which is a local Saskatchewan beer made in Saskatoon. I love their stuff. But when it comes to whiskey, I like bourbon. I'll take a nice bottle of Wild Turkey or a Bullet or Knob Creek or something like that.
You know what? Wild Turkey is awesome. And you introduced me to Wild Turkey. I hadn't had it before hanging out with you, Papa Smokes. We like having those good shots of Wild Turkey. I've got the JD. I do like JD. I enjoy JD myself. But it's nice because I got, the nice big Costco sized bottle, so I can refill my cup anytime I want to. That thing is never going to go down. Parrish is just buying his beer right now. Perfect, buddy. Don't drink and drive. That is always recommended. Get home very, very fast. Drive as quick as you can. No, don't drive as quick as you can. That's bad advice, too. Get home safely and drink all the beer you want, man. But you see, I'm wiping the buckets away because it's hot as hell up here in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. It is sweltering, Pop Smokes, or maybe I'm just not used to the heat yet. It is like, plus 27 we were rocking here today.
Yeah.
Pushing the high heats here in Saskatchewan. That is in Celsius for our American friends, just so you can do the conversion and see how hot that is. It has been dry AF here right at the moment, too. It is, almost to a point where you want a little bit of rain, but I kind of also want to get out and enjoy it a little bit, too. I mean, the weekend's approaching. I don't want the rain on the weekend. Rain Sunday night. Feel free to go down on Sunday night. Leave it until then, but because I want to get out there a bit this weekend. And the referee will have no choice but to disqualify him. But managing to get away with it on this one.
Boy, Phil's getting it hard in this one. He started out good, and now he's taking a shit kicking from Bharat Gorani here. A couple of closed fist knucklers to the temple there, and now this.
And you don't want to know how you get instant heat in Saskatoon? You step in a ring with Uncle Phil Deadly, because it doesn't matter who you stick in the ring against Uncle Phil. The PPW Nation will immediately turn on you. This is Saskatoon's favorite wrestler for a reason. He connects with that audience. They love the hell out of this guy. And every single time we can put the most clean-cut baby face out there along with him. And yeah, it's insane. We got Brian Carter coming in with that conversion for us, Papa Smokes. 81 Fahrenheit in Saskatoon for all the Americans out there. Yes, and I believe that means it's hot, hot, hot. Like I said, it's, at least anyway for me, I am sweltering. I've got buckets coming off me at the moment. It's just one of those things. I got to get used to it. My body will adjust. It's just the drastic change. We had it was like minus 30 here only a couple of weeks ago. We had snow on the ground, and now we're going the complete opposite end of the spectrum, just out of nowhere. It's beautiful, but it is an adjustment.
And to anyone that hasn't been here or on the Canadian prairies, it's windy and dry here too. Really windy and really dry. So when it's cold or hot, it's amplified a number of times more than what the thermometer actually reads.
But on the plus side, I will say we don't go through any really scary weather conditions or anything like that. Nothing where I feel life-threatened or anything. Like, we can get used to these temperature jumps and everything like that, but that's about it. Bass are coming in with the Hutterites are getting to seeding. That's awesome, buddy. That means that they're going to have all sorts of veggies and meats and all sorts of kind of stuff to fill your pantry and fridge with there, brother. Can't go wrong with that Hutterite food. They make some great stuff out in the farms.
Oh, damn. I used to shop at the farmer's market here, and the Eagle Creek Hutterite colony would have a couple of tables there, and man, the onions and the green onions and the ears of corn and the lettuce and the potatoes they had, just massive and of such strong, excellent flavor all the time. Those people know how to grow agricultural stuff, I'll tell you that much.
They sure do, and they love the hell out of Bassard. But then again, who doesn't? Anybody who meets that man right there, they immediately love that dude. That is why he's a video bro. That's why he's, one of the coolest guys we know, coming out, hanging out with us all the time, supporting the streams as always. We gotta get you on a stream yet, sir. We got Brian coming. Saskatoon berry pie, dude. Brian, have you tried Saskatoon berry pie or Saskatoon berries in general? Awesome. I love Saskatoon berry pie. I love They have a Saskatoon berry kombucha. There is this company that locally here makes Saskatoon berry kombucha. It is phenomenal. Love the hell out of that. Yeah, I believe I even had, I think Minhaw's Brewing distributors or whatever actually have a Saskatoon berry whiskey that they make as well too. And I like it. I didn't love it as much. In a whiskey, it didn't seem to take. Like, maybe in a vodka, I could see a vodka being really good with Saskatoon berry. But yeah, Saskatoon berry pie. Oh yeah. Yeah. And if you can ever, like, if you're in Saskatoon area, going down to the Berry Barn and you order those big ass waffles that they make, that you throw the whipped cream on and about 8 pounds of Saskatoon berries on top of it, because it's a help yourself kind of Saskatoon berry bar. And you think it's a good idea at the time until you're driving home afterwards. You're like, whoa, that's a lot of starch and a lot of carbs and a whole lot of sugary fruit sitting in my system all at once. But you know what? You put yourself through the punishment each and every time.
Absolutely.
I mean, this has been a great matchup too. I really enjoyed this one, Papa Smokes. We called this one recently. Brock Ronnie has been fantastic in Prairie Pro Wrestling. Uncle Phil, obviously, one of the big fan favorites, Saskatoon's favorite wrestler. But man, Barat has been tearing it up really well for us, and he has really made an instant impact for Prairie Pro Wrestling.
He's awesome, and you can see that these two together have a little bit of chemistry going on, because this match is flowing nice. There's no hesitation, no moments of indecision, anything like this. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, this match is flowing very nicely. They laid it out well, and it's going perfectly.
That's Bastard's favorite move that Barat does, and of course, I mean, he gets a pop every time. He's a heel 99% of the time, but when he does that, the PPW Nation get behind him. and connecting with that
Oh.
Kosovo kick.
Oh my God.
1, 2, boom, 3 count. Barakarani, the
Oof.
victor in that one. Huge win for Barakarani. This was a good match. Barak looks like a future contender. He does, and he's young. He's got a great future ahead of him. Great things. I also got to say it that like Barakarani, recently Uncle Phil Deadly, a lot of the PPW roster have been taking part in Love Wrestling, Love Pro Wrestling, their company we used to do some streaming with. So again, I want to give a big shout out because on last Friday night, so just less than a week ago, they had another one of their live events there in at the Edmonton area. So they put this thing on, and of course, a lot of the PPW wrestlers there, including a match that was Sean Moore and El Assassino making his Love Pro Wrestling debut. Mr. All Hate, No Love himself entering a Love Wrestling ring seems very, very ironic. But again, instantly that audience hated him, and they hated him for all the right reasons because he is the scum of the earth when it comes to his attitude towards people, and they knew it. He put on a great match with Sean Moore there. The two of them ripped it up on that. So very proud to have seen that take place. But even more so, if you saw just slightly in the background of that program, El Assassino coming out to a Munson Tron original. So a Munson Tron original playing in Edmonton at the Love Wrestling show there as well. I was quite happy to see that up on the screen.
Man, beautiful. And we had some good times doing streaming with Love Wrestling, and I quite enjoy it when some of our wrestlers work for that company too. They got a nice setup over there. I like the way the cameras look and the lighting looks and everything. They give off a good presentation. It was fun to watch that show live on Twitch, especially to cheer on my man Assassino, my other man Sean Moore, all my guys, Rhinestone Cowboy, MRB, all of our favorites that were on that card. And
Sheiky Baby was up in there.
Baby. Oh man, the champ himself. And lots of our PPW brethren getting a chance to take some bumps, do a few moves over in Edmonton at Love Wrestling. Some of them are regulars, some not so much, but fun to watch it on live and interact a little bit in the chat. Munson, you seemed like you had maybe had a few of those whiskeys that night too.
Yeah, I was doing pretty good actually. I definitely was. I was having fun. Of course,
okay,
our local establishment. Ole, of course, we can give you one of those.
That might have been me. Yeah.
But yeah, I was. I was over there having a chat through the OLE Twitch channel as well too, and having a good conversation there. It was fun talking with Zach. Haven't talked to Zach Ralph over there for quite some time, who does all the graphics and everything like that. Great guy, does fantastic work for them, and a lot of hard work that he puts together. So, it's great to see the production they do. It's great to see some of the hard work that people are putting into it. And again, good to see the people that we know getting those opportunities, because I'm always proud of anybody in this scene that is getting those opportunities. They're bumping, they're grinding, they're getting their work in, they're getting themselves seen. So again, I just want to give a shout out so you guys can check that out, especially once the match is released on YouTube. You'll be able to see Sean Moore and El Assassino there in that particular matchup once it's edited for their YouTube channel. Highly encourage you guys to check out any of the wrestlers there from the Western Canadian scene, because we're going to be talking about a lot of them, Pop Smokes. We're going to get familiar with ones that maybe you haven't seen in Prairie Pro Wrestling as well too. Talk a little bit about that history. But yeah, it's going to be a fun time when we start to take more of a deep dive into a little bit of the history of professional wrestling here in the Prairie Provinces. Is Chris Parrish coming in? Maybe that was Zach saying "Ole." Yeah, it would be great if we could get Zach to say "Ole." That would be fantastic. I gotta put a reel together. I really got to start doing it. All the people that have taken the Ole podcast challenge or pods challenges, Parrish so politely dubbed it for us. I can't wait to put this together. Just a reel of everybody doing their Oles throughout. Again, we even had Mr. Thomas do it on the one episode there as well. We got Joseph Samael doing that. We've had various guests over on Busting Out, Jared Fritz done that. Tom Collihu, Lauren Goodnight. There's just been so many that have given us these wonderful olays. And I can't wait again with the guests we have coming up. We'll get some more. I'll put a nice reel together. That will be the landing video for YouTube and for Twitch as well, too. Because it's just a lot of fun. People have a good time, whether it be Thursday nights, Sundays, Tuesdays, whatever day of the damn week. We got some fun shit going on over here.
And a whole bunch of it too. You could stay on our local establishment and watch all kinds of shows. Personally, I like to watch the paranormal show on Monday nights sometimes. Mm-hmm. After we finish this show, I'll usually tune into a little bit of Making an Impact and listen to them for a little bit. You know that despite my working on Sundays, I try and catch a bit of Sunday brunch, and and not to mention any of Carl's shows I love to watch it. Any shows on OLE, I love them, but I try and get around to all of them.
Yeah, there's so many of them. It's hard to keep up with everything, but again, if people subscribe, turn on that notification bell, they'll know when stuff comes out. You can go back. That's the beauty of YouTube. You can always go back and watch it later when you have the opportunity. Yeah, Parrish, I knew you were going to bust Papa Smokes' balls for calling it Sunday brunch and not busting out. I get it.
Shit, yeah.
It's a Freudian slip because Sunday brunch is what we used to do. And we are on to busting out now. But again, yes, we are, I believe we're hitting, what is it, buddy? Episode 37 this Sunday, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, of busting out. So we have been rocking and rolling with that for a little while. It has been an awesome show. Looking forward to more to come. There's a lot of cool shit going on. Like we said, yeah, a lot of our friends have a lot of cool different shows, programs, whether it be bi-weekly, monthly, whatever. We got a lot of great stuff going down, a lot of cool new shows in the works for you guys too. With planned content for every day of the week, at least on YouTube. As for Twitch, we're all every other day to almost every day. We got a lot of stuff rocking and rolling on the Twitch side as well too. So always make sure you're following along. Check out all the socials, of course, too. I'm going to throw that banner up for you guys right now so you can find out where you can find all of us here at OLE. You got that right down below, whether it be Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, the TikTok, all those social medias out there that are wonderful and magical and get the word of OLE out there. But we've also got that YouTube, OLE podcast at gmail.com that you're going to want to check out as well, too. If you got ideas for shows, things you want to see, maybe you want to be a guest on one of our shows. Again, that's where you can reach out to us here and find out where you can get your opportunity to do so. And again, hey, we got to give a shout out to the sponsors. The sponsor of the show is Rogue Energy, rogueenergy.com, where you can use that promo code OLEPODS for 10% off your order. Rogue Energy, they are the everyday alternative to the average energy drink that you find in your store. There, I got it right there, despite the drinks I have had this evening. Yes, they are the no sugar, low calorie, vegan friendly alternative that you're going to find yourself over at rogueenergy.com. Use that promo code OLEPODS for 10% off of your order. They also got some cool swag over there as well too, Pop Smokes. So people need to check it out. Get into the Rogue lifestyle because it's a good lifestyle to be in.
And get us some promotional stuff from the Munson. I'll wear a Rogue t-shirt around it. Free advertising.
You'll see what we can come up with there, Pop Smokes. Of course, we'll always do our best on those types of things. But it's kind of getting to that time of the evening. We've been rocking and rolling for a while here with you guys. We can open it up to the audience if anybody has any questions for the video bros. You want to ask us something right now before we shut her down, feel free to do so. We'll give you a minute or two. But while we're doing that, Pop Smokes, if we see some questions come in, we'll answer them. But in the meantime, let's get your ticker thing on the screen there, and you can tell people.
Oh, I got a ticker now.
Yeah,
I'm just thrilled to have a ticker.
Tell the good people where they can find Papa Smokes, just in case they don't see that ticker going along the bottom of the screen.
Okay, I am in the land of the free, the home of the brave. Elon Musk's Twitter at smokes_papa. And I'm on Twitch at papa_smokes_. There
you go. That's where you can find Papa Smokes. Where can you find old Bobby Munson? Well, you can find me all over the place. There's that ticker down below. That's where you're going to be able to find me in any sort of capacity, aside from tuning in right here on screen. As I mentioned to you, going to be a very busy weekend coming up. Of course, tomorrow night, I am going to be doing a live capacity of a Bravado review. It's going to be me listening and reviewing. It's going to be a very, very late night, but I am going to bring it to you guys where I will be talking and reviewing the Smashing Pumpkins Atom, a rock opera in 3 parts. Saturday, in some capacity, whether on screen or producing, I will be helping out with the Backlash review show anyway. So that'll be coming up this weekend. And then, of course, Sunday. I almost slipped up and called it Sunday brunch now too. But yeah, see you tomorrow, Bob, says Bastard. But yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, man. Night, Papa. But yeah, I don't know. Now I'm losing my train of thought. I'm not thinking straight, Pop Smokes. But yeah, so
that's why we drink.
Yeah, that's why we drink. But you're going to be able to join myself in Parish on Sunday for Busting Out. There we go. I got it right this time. We are going to, if you're joining us over on Twitch, we're heading on over to our good friend, Heel Kevin. He is my good buddy. Give him an OLE. Welcome. Tell him Bobby Munson and Papa Smokes sent you on over from our local establishment. That raid's taking place now. If you're with us on YouTube, stay with us for a couple of more minutes as we head on out to our outro. Thank you very much for tuning in to another edition of Ring Respect Radio. We will be back with you guys next Thursday night to bring the party back. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.